I'm here to tell you about the 20% project that I completed for this course. What I chose to implement was a tutoring and mentoring program between 8th grade environmental science students and 9th through 12th grade agriculture students. The purpose was to form partnerships between the middle schoolers and the high schoolers because that's good for morale in the school. It was also to increase student success, mainly with 8th graders in their grades, but also my students as well, to increase their success in school because this project has helped them as well. And the last objective was to increase interest in FFA. All of these things together, students forming partnerships, students being interested in FFA, and students learning that their education and their grades are very important, are all very helpful in getting these 8th grade students from the middle school side into my high school program. So the activities that we did as a part of this project were to actually create the goose chase. There were multiple days after school where my high school students and I sat down and wrote the missions for the goose chase. And then there were days after school where my high school students paired with those middle school students to actually complete the goose chase. And then there has been one tutoring and mentoring day so far. So the successes of this project were that 22 8th graders and 18 9th through 12th graders have been working towards this. So that's wonderful. And I feel like there have been lots of meaningful interactions and conversations with them. So I feel like that's a success. Also, we've been getting praise from a lot of teachers who have been hearing about what we're doing. So I feel like that's a success. The failures, I spent more time on the goose chase than I needed to. I needed to probably for this project spend more time on the tutoring and mentoring portion, but I'm going to continue to work on that for the rest of the year with my students because they're really enjoying it. So I do feel like I will kind of fix that failure. What we learned from this project was how to use goose chase. None of us knew how to use goose chase, so that was one thing. The students learned to use YouTube, Screencast-O-Matic, MyHisto. They learned to use all these things as a part of the game, and the students are learning to plan ahead. The 8th graders are learning to plan ahead to be prepared for the tutoring sessions, and so are the high school students. Student reactions were that they really enjoyed it, and there are a lot of 8th graders that are very interested in our program because of this. How did this contribute to student success? Well, we are hoping that it's obviously going to increase the 8th graders' grades as well as my high schoolers' grades. And again, it's forming those partnerships in a school that culture is very, very important. So that's been really great. If someone wanted to replicate this project, you would have to form a partnership with another teacher or another group of students, figure out what you want to teach them, create a goose chase with your students. That's really important. I can actually show you what the goose chase looks like. It's really neat. You can do all sorts of different things with that. Another thing that you could do is to actually form your mentor pairs. So these are my students that I paired together, and I grouped them based on what days they could actually meet together. And then you will also need a planning document. This is what my students created to help the 8th graders be more prepared as well as themselves. So it asks them to write down their name, their mentor's name, what subject they need help with, the assignment they need help with, and what materials they need to complete the assignment. So this is helping everybody to think ahead. Definitely throughout this, we are monitoring their progress, ensuring that their grades are increasing. And this has just been a really great project so far. I wanted to show you one of the videos of my students, one of the 8th grade students saying the creed.
Achievements won by the present and past generation of agriculturalists, and the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy have come to us from the struggle of former years.
So that's my project. If you would like to see any of the documents that I created for this, you can find it on my blog post. Thank you so much.